Hi, my name's Bud. I'm on YouTube and I have 3 new subscribers or so. I don't know who you are, but I just want to say that if you did subscribe to my channel because you actually are interested in some of my content, thank you. And either way, I'm planning on using my YouTube channel to show my interest in certain guitar musics and certain aspects of my life. Like I'm getting ready to release some music, and I'm getting ready to cut a couple of books or publish a couple of books, and I'm getting ready to sort of go on a small tour and play around and play some shows and stuff, and I'm going to try and put it all on YouTube. So anyway, I do have some vision, I do have some dreams for the channel, and I'm planning on going somewhere with the channel. Um, Please subscribe if you've seen some of my content and you think what I'm doing is pretty cool. Um, anyway, this video here is about Resonator guitars. And I know a lot about Resonator guitars. I'm not an authority and I'm not no scientist about it or nothing, but it's kind of all I play is Resonator guitars. So I'm going to say some of the things that I've learned about Resonator guitars in case you're thinking about buying one, and especially if you're thinking about buying an expensive Resonator guitar, which I could probably give you some help. This is a National Resonator guitar, the best brand for American made Resonator guitars. There's Mule, and I think Mule probably makes a pretty good product. They probably make, I mean, just as good of a product as this, but they're more expensive. And they're just a much more expensive guitar for that guy who just has to have the most expensive guitar in the room. This guitar right here I got with taxes and shipping and everything, I got it used for $1,620. This is a $4,000 guitar. So, you know, it's a National Estrelita. And I recommend just buying a National used. If you ain't got the money and you want to get a National, just get it used. Keep an eye on reverb and look for a cheap deal. This is my acoustic guitar. I have my acoustic guitar. This is a 20-year-old Martin JM. It's like a lower end Martin. They're older lower end stuff, but this is solid wood. Well, the sides and back are laminated, but the top is solid. It's a solid wood low end Martin JM, my jumbo. They don't make this one anymore. And this is just an old guitar I have, and it's an acoustic guitar that I'll use for a couple of comparisons. Let's talk about the main thing that makes a Resonator guitar that you might not be thinking about. And that's kind of what I want to talk about in this video, is stuff that you might not be thinking about. And the first thing you're going to need to understand about a Resonator guitar, if you're going to start playing one, is they do not intonate well. Now, I don't know a whole lot about intonation. I usually hire somebody or just take the guitar to a luthier that I've been using for decades. The same people, they're very talented, and you know, that's what they do. And they can set up anything I need set up. So most of the time, if I need nut work or if I need bridge work, I just get it done at a luthier because I just don't know how to do that kind of stuff. But with this guitar right here is, the intonation on this guitar is freaking terrible. And it's not because it's something wrong with the guitar. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you have a Resonator and you're like, why is the intonation on this Resonator guitar so off? It's because of the biscuit bridge. Now, they do make different types of bridges for Resonators, but they really only make 2 types. They make the biscuit bridge, and then they make the spider bridge. And the spider bridge is made more for bluegrass. So if you're playing blues music, you want more of this type of Resonator bridge. So this is what I'm talking about. But they're both basically going to give you the same thing. And that is a floating style bridge. It's kind of like, I mean, you can just, if you take the strings off, you can just twist this thing like a knob, you know, like over and over and over again. This bridge is not stationary. Whereas, like, that's why I have this guitar here. The bridge on this guitar is stationary. Let me move in closer to the camera here. The microphone is going to get louder for a second. And you know about these bridges if you know anything about acoustic guitars. That bridge does not move ever at all. And then this bridge right here is floating on top of a cone that's just sitting on top of the guitar. And that's the main difference you're going to deal with when you go to play a Resonator guitar. When you go to play a Resonator guitar, you're going to have intonation issues. So that's why I recommend, if you're buying one of these types of guitars, you're thinking about spending a lot of money on one of these types of guitars, be careful. And I'll tell you another thing, even though I still recommend getting one, because for slide work, you can't beat the way they sound. I'm just telling you, there's no way in the world you can get a regular acoustic guitar to give you that Resonator sound. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, and there's other aspects of the way it sounds too. It's more percussive. These guitars are more percussive. They're more like, they have, so it just lends itself so well to blues music, because blues music is a very percussive type of music. But that's my recommendation, my main recommendation for this video. I can tell you a lot of other stuff, but nobody's really talking about that. And these types of guitars have intonation issues. They make all kinds of stuff to try and fix that, but you can't fix it. It's just the way it is. Sometimes you're going to go tune this thing up and it's going to sound completely out of tune. And most of the time it's right in here in the G string where I had the most issues with this guitar. But anytime I start getting up on the neck. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're a type of guitar player that plays a lot of chords and stuff and only plays chords and wants perfect, and you want that perfect intonation, I wouldn't recommend a Resonator guitar. Just get your regular acoustic guitar. And if you want a Resonator guitar, understand that with a Resonator guitar, you are going to have intonation issues when you're trying to get a really awesome intonation. They're just not made for, they're just not designed to have that type of intonation. Thanks.